Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to our week 2 video. We're going to be learning about Google Docs. What are Google Docs, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. So our goals for this video, we're going to become familiar with what Google Docs are. We use them a lot at Summit Learning Charter, and we use them for assignments, for notes, for turning in work, for group work, for creating images, text, pictures, all sorts of stuff. So we would definitely want you to be familiar with what they are, especially as you're looking to head into middle school next year. We're going to talk about how to create a Google Doc. We're going to learn how to add some content, including images, snapshots, and pictures. And we're going to set the sharing permissions and talk about how to share a Google Doc with other people. All right, hang on to your hats. Let's get going. So there's 4 Google Docs we're going to go over. These are primarily the ones that we use. We use Docs, which is like an online document editor. If you need to type out an essay, if you need to write an outline, if you need to take notes, then Google Docs itself is what you want to use. There's also Slides. Slides is where you can make a slideshow presentation. If you need to talk about a project you did in a presentation, if you want to share about a vacation, if you're going to make a presentation you're going to share with others, then you want to do a Google Slide. There's also Google Drawings, in which you can make charts, images, drawings, lines, again, just like what it is, a drawing, and then you can then share it or put it in a Google Doc. And finally, you have Google Sheets, which is a spreadsheet where you can put in data, numbers, run formulas, and you can do all sorts of great math and statistical analysis on it. All right, let's go in and just take a look at what some of these Google Docs looks like. So here I am in my middle school preview class. We've talked about how to log into this. We want to access our Google Drive so that we can create Google Docs. The easiest way is to come up here. I'll show you. You can open up a new tab. And here on the main Google screen, but hopefully you're still logged in. You still remembers who you are. And you can come over here to the little grid icon. This is where your Google apps are. And we're going to go straight into Google Drive. Notice there's also a direct link for Docs, Sheets, and Slides here. But let's just start with Google Drive because it'll help show you kind of how they all work together. Google Drive is your online storage. Think of it as a hard drive. You can save things, access things, you can create folders, you can organize stuff. And you can see for myself as a teacher, I do all sorts of things in my Google Drive. You as a student, you can create a folder for all sorts of different classes. You can create folders within classes, maybe a different folder for each week. You definitely want to get yourself organized and save your work. And then this is where you also create new Google Docs. Notice I click on the new button here. I can create a new document, a sheet, a slide, and there's lots more. I can even make a form, a drawing, and plenty of other stuff if you have linked to it. But again, we're just going to focus on the 3. So let's start with Google Docs and show you what that is. If I click on create a new Google Doc, notice it opens up a new tab. And here I've got a new document. First thing you want to come is put in a title. Let's call this Mr. Close's sample Google Doc. There you go. If I come back to my Google Drive, guess what I'm going to find on there? Go to the M's and there you go, Mr. Close's sample. So it's already saved. I can come back to it. I'm never going to lose it. And it automatically saves your work. That's a handy thing about Google Drive is you can't lose any assignments. Okay, back here, I'm in my Google Doc. What can I do? Well, it's a document editor. So I can type in text. I can change the font. I can say, let's highlight it. And let's go to format, text. And, oh, there we go, Arial. Let's make it Montserrat. So you can change the font. We can make text to different colors. We can make it bigger. Some 18-point text. We could do all sorts of things. So again, this is great for documents, essays, questions, note-taking, anything where you're typing stuff out. You're going to do a lot of Google Docs at Summit Learning Charter. There's all sorts of menu tools on top that you can explore and figure out, but hopefully you get the idea. This is a document editor. Okay, let's go back to my Google Drive. Let's make a Google slide. Google Slide is good if you want to make a presentation for the class or a presentation for your teacher or some demonstration of what you want to learn. So again, let's give it a title. Let's call this Mr. Close's a snazzy presentation. Spell it right. And there's all sorts of things I can do. This is the first slide. I can click to add a title and do some stuff here. It's already prompting me, hey, do you want a theme? So I'm going to go find a pretty cool theme. And I like, Swiss. Swiss sounds kind of snazzy. So I'm going to click on Swiss. And here is the Swiss theme. I can add a subtitle or I can leave it blank. And I can make some new slides. What did I learn this week? Lots of stuff. And it works similar to Google Doc in that I can insert things, I can format things, I can put in text, images, shapes, all sorts of stuff if you're creating a presentation. Again, it's a whole nother video if you want to go over how to use Google, but if you do a Google search, you can find out more information on making a Google presentation. All right, hopefully you get the idea that, again, in my Drive, in your Google Drive, you can create all sorts of different types of Google Docs, and they're there and easy for you to work with. All right, we wanted to talk about putting a screenshot. Sometimes you're doing work, you're exploring things, you're going to certain websites to do different things based on what your teachers want you to do, and you want to give evidence of what you did. It's one of the things you're going to do this week, by the way. So let's talk about how to take a screenshot. A screenshot is where you take a picture of what is on your computer screen. Pretty simple, right? What we're going to do is show you how to take a screenshot of something you found and then paste it in a Google Doc to share. All right, let's go show you how to do that here. First thing though, you need to know how to do a screenshot. If you have a Chromebook, you're going to take a screenshot by holding down the control button. Again, there's a control button on the bottom left of your keyboard probably. And while you're holding the control button down, then you also press the Windows switch key. This is a key up at the top near the middle. It looks like this little icon right here. When you do that, you'll hear a little, hopefully, and then you'll have the image that you can then paste or upload or put into your Google Doc. Okay, here I'm in my middle school preview class. One of the things you need to do for week 2 is go to the survey. I'm going to go open our middle school assignment for week 2. We're going to open the middle school survey. And we've already responded. Once you fill out the survey and you go through it, you'll get a screen at the very end that says congratulations or something like that you filled it out. And what I want you to do is take a screenshot showing me that you did it. All right, I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to take a screenshot a little bit differently. There we go. I'm going to take a screenshot right here. Click. And now let's go back to my sample Google Doc. And here, to paste it, you can press Control, hold down the Control button again, but press V, and it'll paste your image for you. There we go. There's a screenshot of what I did. You've already responded. So again, this is helpful because now I can turn in this Google Doc, and I've shown my teacher, whoever I want to share this Google Doc with, that I went to this site and I've already responded and I did the survey. One other thing that's really handy to do is to take a snapshot. This is taking another picture, but instead of taking a picture of your computer screen, you're using your computer's webcam to take a picture of anything you want to. We use this a lot for math to show your handwritten notes and your handwritten problems because we still want you to do work out by hand, show your work step by step. And then you take a picture using your computer of your written work, and it makes it really easy for you to demonstrate what you've done. So let's go in and let's talk about how to take a snapshot and just walk you through a little bit about how to do that. Okay, here I am on Mr. Close's sample Google Doc. There's my text. There's my snapshot I've made, but now I'm going to take a picture of some handwritten notes. Okay, I'm going to come down here. Whoops, let's do Control Z because I don't want to delete that. There we go. And to insert a picture, we're going to come over to Insert, Image, and notice one of the things is from your camera. Let's go ahead and click on it and let's activate our camera. Ooh, there I am. I'm looking off to the side because my webcam's there and I got 2 monitors, so it's a little weird. But there we go, I've activated my webcam. the little camera icon right here is my photo button, if I want to take a button. And what I'm going to do is let's hold up some notes. Oh, there's the notes I did. That's my to-do list for this week. Oh, and whoops, I got to take a picture of it. Let's hold it up, make sure it's in focus, and snap. Okay, check it out. So I've taken a picture. It's highlighted up on the top. I can see that it's actually there, and it's all ready for me to insert. Let's go ahead and insert this picture. And there is my notes. Notice it's kind of tiny. I don't like that. So let's make it a little bit bigger, because whoever has this, I want them to be able to see the notes. All right, now I've got evidence that I went to this website and responded, and I've got evidence that I actually took some notes and made a to-do list for this week, and it's good. Okay. Hopefully you can play around with that and figure out how to do both a screenshot as well as taking a snapshot using your webcam on your own. All right, so we've talked a little bit about how to create a Google Doc. We've put some content in, typed some stuff, used the editor, inserted some pictures, but now we actually have to share it. And this is where the beautiful thing about Google Docs is. It's really easy to create something and then share it. So we're gonna walk through setting the sharing permissions, and then we're gonna walk through how to get the link so I can copy that link to my Google Doc that I made and then paste it where I want to. Specifically, we'll show you how to turn it into Canvas as a link. All right, I'm back here in my Google Doc. I've got it made. I like Mr. Close's sample Google Doc. There's some good stuff here. I'm ready to share it. Look on the top right and you'll see a big share button. Notice it says people at Summit Learning Charter with the link can access. But let's talk about the permissions. So when you create something, you can be really restrictive or not restrictive in terms of who can see it. So you need to be very intentional with what you're doing. So I'm going to go on, I'm going to click on the share button, and you can see there's some things pop up. Right now, it's set so that anyone at Summit Learning Charter with the link can view it. They can't edit it. If they aren't logged into their Summit Learning Charter account, they can't view it, but this is what it's set right now. Sometimes by default, it's off. In other words, if you make a document and it's off, you may turn it into your teacher, you may share the link, but they will not be able to access it because you haven't given them permission. In general, if you are turning something in, you want to come over here and you want to make it anyone at Summit Learning Charter with the link can edit. If you're giving this to your teacher, you want them to be able to make comments on your document or to highlight certain things or make changes even if you want to work on it together. So if you get them editing permissions, but go ahead and keep it restricted to anyone at Summit Learning Charter. And this is only with the link. They can't find it. You have to give the link to them to be able to see it. So there we go. We've got our sharing permissions set. And if you look, there's all sorts of ones, right? If I click more, I can make it public so anyone on the web can find it. I can make it on so anyone with the link. So say if I want to share it with my brother who does not have a Summit Learning Charter account, he has a different account, he can access it and still view it. You can set it all sorts of things here. Okay, well, we got our settings. Anyone with a link at Summit Learning Charter, they can edit it. Now I want to do it, share it. So at the bottom, one way to do it is you could put your teacher's name in. So we could put jclose@summitlc.org. And it's going to share it with me right here. I'm going to share my own document with myself. And you can put in a little note. But what I generally like is you're going to come in and you can just click copy the link. And again, all they need is the actual link to your document. So now the link is copied and I can paste, use Control V or Command V, whatever you need to do to paste. And I can paste that in an assignment. I can paste that in an email. I could even come down here and paste that link right here in the note I'm going to send. You can paste it anywhere that you want to paste it, which is really, really helpful. But we've got it copied. Let's go over to our assignment. And let's go through, I'm going to go in here as a student and show you how to paste it as a student. All right, here I am at Canvas. We are in our middle school preview class. We've got week 1 done, and we are coming in here to week 2. and I'm going to do this assignment, the middle school survey. All right, notice at the very top, it says to submit, I need to submit a website URL. All that is a fancy way of saying you're just going to turn in a link, and that's all you need to turn in. Fortunately, in Google Docs, we can really easily get a link and turn it in. So here we go. There's directions that I want you to do. You're going to make a screenshot. You're going to make a Google Doc, read carefully what you need to do. But when you're ready to turn it in, you're going to come in and click Submit Assignment. And notice down here, it's asking for the website URL. Copy and paste the link to the website you'd like to submit. I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to do my Control V to paste, and I'm going to submit the assignment. I've just turned in my Google Doc that I made over here, Mr. Close's Google Doc, that I shared with others. There's my link. I've just now turned it into my assignment, and my teacher will be able to open up and easily see the entire Google Doc. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, it's your turn. Go in, mess around, play around with creating some Google Docs, taking some snapshots, inserting some pictures, uploading things, getting the link, setting your sharing permissions, and just getting familiar with how Google Docs works. Again, it's a great tool. We use it a lot at Summit Learning Charter, and it's something we really want you to be comfortable with as you start 6th grade next year. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Mr. Close or Mr. Schellenkout. We'd love to help you out.